Together, we can.
This is the Upside Down Show, and today we are celebrating fathers. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome my own daddy in the house, Nana Tufo Wate. Oh yeah, daddy-o, 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 daddy-o. Yeah, you look hard, man.
Oh, thank you, my darling. I need to look
hard.
Thank you, darling. You look awesome as well. You look beautiful.
No, today is your day. You understand? Today is your day. So live it. And you look it. Your daughter should be very proud of you.
She is. I mean, her smile says it all. So,
absolutely. So this is the Upside Down Show. Today we are celebrating fathers, the people who gave us life, and they've done marvelously well. My name is Premier Dunyami.
And mine is Nana Tufo. The show is brought to you by Vodafone, and Vodafone says, together we can. We'll be right back.
Happy Father's Day from the Upside Down team. Coming up on the show, we celebrate some incredible fathers. We hear from celebrity fathers as they tell us what fatherhood has taught them. And later, we celebrate Ras Nkrabea, father of Aheneba Nkrabea, Tero Magai, father of Tyrion Magai, who led their sons to victory in their Chimota Rastafarian saga.
You're welcome back. This is the Upside Down Show, and today I'm super excited, you know, because it is Father's Day. People say that we don't give a lot of attention to Father's Day as we do Mother's Day, but I celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day equally because I love my dad very much. Let me ask you, you have been a father less than 2 years. You know, what has been like the two main things that you have learned being a father?
I mean, it's a new experience for me. It's not something that is like there's a manual somewhere that you have to read. I mean, it's a learning curve. Every single step of the way, you get to learn something new. But then it comes with so much love, so much fulfillment, so much joy. I mean, it's just beautiful. I mean, imagine coming home after work and then she's waiting for you, like literally behind the door, waiting to see daddy. And then you see that beam of light in her eyes when she sees you. Oh, she daddy. And then she raises both hands for you to pick her up. It's just beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful.
You sometimes put her on your shoulders.
This is a resting spot, okay?
Oh, I see.
So if she wants to sleep and everybody tries everything else and she won't sleep, I just grab the place on my chest. And that's it. In 2 minutes, she's gone.
The first time she said, Dada, you know how they say Dada. How did it feel like?
Well, that little girl surprised everyone. She hasn't said Dada or Daddy yet. She calls me Nana.
Oh, for
just
real?
Like everyone else.
No, she's some old woman, you know.
She doesn't know no daddy from nowhere. She knows a Nana somewhere. And so she calls me Nana. But yeah, I mean, it gets you to be more dedicated, more responsible. And now you are more careful because you know what to place what so she doesn't hurt herself. You know what time to feed her. I mean, it's amazing.
But I'm sure, you know, there are a lot of daddies out there who are doing so well. And so we say congratulations to all the responsible fathers out there. In fact, if you are not a responsible father, maybe today is the time you may want to repent. So we'll be joining some celebrities who will also be sharing with us how it feels like being fathers. Now, let's start with our very own Ochame Kwame.
Okay. 3 things I've learned about fatherhood. 1, we don't know anything. This whole fatherhood thing is strange to you. It's strange to me too. I'm trying to figure it out on the go. It's not something that I have never been a father before. This is my first time being a father. So I don't know anything. So I Google the answers with my children. That's 1. 2 is that you don't have to be the tough guy. I remember my father used to travel, and by the time he returns, mom lists all the bad things we've done. He comes to dish out the lashes. It's a trick that the women use to take us out of the love equation. We must change, men. We stop beating children. And plus, I think it's an act of violence. And if the mother wants to beat the child, she should beat the child, not us. And then the last one, we do this not because we want reward, because we know that no matter what, the children must love their mothers more than they love us. We don't care. We do this because we can. We do this because we should. We do this father thing because it's the right thing to do. Happy Father's Day, guys. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.
Absolutely beautiful. I mean,
That's
interesting
wonderful,
stuff, but that it's very, very true.
Okay.
I remember there was a time like I was being a stubborn student that was somewhere, I think SS2, and then my dad was called to come in. This man came, spoke a lot, but one thing he said, I think has pushed me to where I am today. He told me that, when he was in school, ruler safe. You understand? So he looked me in the face, in the eyes, eyeball to eyeball, and said, Massa, you have no reason to fail.
Yeah.
You have a masset.
Can you imagine?
You have a ruler.
Yes.
You have a TD board, and you want to fail. You
So
have no
what's the
reason to
excuse?
fail.
You have none.
It's not about where you are, but who you are and who you want to be tomorrow. And it's stuck through and through. I mean,
what
it's a
would we
beautiful
do without
experience.
our fathers?
Of course.
You know?
We're going to listen to Prince David Osei now. He has been sharing his experience as a father with us.
Happy Father's Day to all the wonderful fathers out there, all the wonderful fathers that are doing so well to put food on the table for their loved ones, for their family, for their siblings. You are a father, and I'm very proud of you. Fatherhood has taught me to be very disciplined, to be very focused, especially when you know you've given birth to kids that believe in you. You need to go the extra mile to cater for them. So it's not an easy thing, but it's a blessing to have kids and to be a father, a responsible one at that. Love you all. Happy Father's Day to you all.
Right, interesting how people are showing us who they are and what they do as fathers.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So, I mean, that stone cold picture you're seeing out there, when they get home, your child is the boss of the house. That child will humble you.
So I remember growing up, what I remember so well about my dad is my father would always carry me shoulder high. So I'm very, used to that. So maybe that's why I like to be pampered all the time. But I remember very well, after secondary school, so after secondary school, I started doing media, I started radio. So I remember when it was time for me to go to the university, I skipped it because at that time we had to stay home for a year before school. So I stayed home 1 year. Now, when I was supposed to go at my time, I skipped it because at that time, young girl, I'm taking salary and I'm famous. Now, my father called me one afternoon and said, Madam, so when the next I went to buy forms, and thanks to Daddy, here I am
of
today.
Course. Thank you so
I'm
much,
super
Daddy.
proud of my dad, because by now I gave him the number, baby.
Yeah, that's true.
But that is what being daddy is all about. So we are still taking messages from our celebrities, sharing with us what they do and what they've learned as fathers. Up next, let's hear from Kofi Otsedakun, KOD.
There are two things that fatherhood has taught me. The first one is being patient because, the children have their own way and their own pace of doing things. And as a father, you need to be patient and make sure you're guiding them the right way. So I've learned to be very patient by having daughters, 2 daughters. And the other thing is I've always had a sense of resilience, but having daughters has actually increased that, in my mind, in how I do things. I am very patient. I know how to wait to get things done at the right time, the right way, and also being resilient. My name is Kofi Otsedakun. Happy Father's Day to the amazing fathers out there. Enjoy to the max, and let's celebrate happiness.
Indeed, that's how it is. I mean, your child will be learning things faster than you. What you learned during your time as a child would have changed by the time you're old enough to give birth. Exactly. But let's find out if Akwabwa has. Akwabwa has also been sharing his experience as a father right here on the Upside Down Show.
Hi, what's up? My name is Akwabwa, and then the two things that fatherhood has actually taught me is the fact that when you're young, sometimes you want to chill with your guys, go everywhere. But then when you have kids, you learn how to save because of tomorrow, the future of your kids. And then number 2 is the fact that no matter how hard we work to make money, it won't still match the love that we feel or we get or we see once we see our kids at home. So 1, fatherhood has taught me how to really save. And then 2, unconditional love for my kids. And then this is to wish every father out there a very big happy Father's Day. I know the hustle is real, Charlie, but then I want to say that God bless each and every one of us, and then love you. Take care.
Very interesting, I mean, for Akabwa, we all know and we all see what he does with his father. And I think that his father has really been a great mentor to him. And that is awesome. Now, we are also in a home where we have amazing fathers here. I think City has, one of the stations that has a lot of fathers, in the house. And so we say congratulations to all the fathers here, starting from the Papasi himself, Samuel Atawesa. Papa, happy Father's Day. We appreciate you so much, all the amazing things that you do. I mean, some men takes all of us as his children.
Exactly.
Literally.
You don't have to be blood to be a father to someone. And he represents that fully. The relationship is just beautiful with our boss.
And of course, to all the fantastic men here, we can't mention all of them. But I think that for all these men, we would just have one person summarize it for all the men here at City. And that's none other than our very own, our general manager, City FM and City TV, one man after our own very heart, Bernardino Koku Avle.
Salute.
I think the first thing is that it always matters a lot, because you can say anything to somebody, but when you tell your child that you come back at 5 o'clock and you don't come at 5, you better have a good reason, because you are their first model for a lot of things. So it's some way. It means that I have to be careful what I say, so I don't just promise by heart. Just promise. When I'm coming back, I'll bring you chocolate. And you just promise because you want to leave the house. Well, if you don't bring the chocolate, you are dead. So it's taught me not to be flippant with words. Number 2, you have to keep to what you say, because you have to model the way. So in fact, a lot of them, they look at me, they don't listen to what I say. So if I say, guys, we have to read today, you know the last time you read a book? So it's not like, let's read them, I'll be on my phone watching football. So they see what you do. So fatherhood, has the little I know is that it's you have to be an example. So words matter, that's number 1, but actions mean more than words. So it's not just saying things, but being the example. You can't be flippant with words. Number 2, which is 1B, mean what you say and say what you mean. Very, very important. Then what you do is more important than even what you say. So be the example, model the way. Fathering or siring a child and being a father to the child is not the same thing. So the fact that you've had an issue with a woman and she has a baby, and the baby looks like you, so you are the lady's father. So that one is by default, but that doesn't mean you are a father. So you are a father in the sense of, yes, you procreated and the child came, but you have to do it. Fatherhood is not just the act of, having an issue with a woman to have a child. It's actually an active job, and it's a daily, everyday job, day, night, whatever. You are a father, spiritually a father. So there's no point having 50 children to show that you're a strong man. That's nothing. If you have one child or even an adopted child and you look after them well, you're a better father than someone who has 50 children and look after them. So it's more about being there to help them, raise them. That's the point I want to make. So fatherhood is more than procreating.
Of course, but I couldn't have put it any better. So as fathers, your first role in life is to know that you are examples to your children, in fact, to your family, because whatever happens, your wife is also looking up to you as the head of the family. And the good book, the Bible, has also given you the mandate, to take charge of the home. We love all our fathers. Amazing jobs that you guys are doing out there. We really do appreciate you very well. Now, we just love you. I don't know what I would do without my dad. Because my father would do it. I remember once I called my father and I told him something very pressing. My father was like, give me 2 weeks, I'm going to be in Ghana. And that thing really touched my heart, that he would travel all the way from UK in 2 weeks to come to Ghana because I wasn't happy about something. And this is what being daddy is all about.
These are the sacrifices we all have to make.
It's a lifetime job, so until you die or I die, we start together.
All right. I think the excitement is, for me, is wanting to know what she learns tomorrow, what she does tomorrow. I'm always looking forward to another day with my daughter. And it's just amazing. It's just beautiful.
Of course. So let me say happy Father's Day to my own dad, Reverend Frank Dunyame. Yeah, I'm a daughter of the Reverend, you know.
Happy Father's Day, Daddy. We love you.
Then
yeah, I mean, if I'm going to wish my father a happy Father's Day, it's going to take forever. But that man, Lawrence Yabuatsen, he's a very big man.
So
but nobody calls him that anymore. I mean, Usiko Fudia, Ubia friend Dick Bonnie. How he came by that name is a different story altogether. But yeah, Dick Bonnie, happy Father's Day to you. I love you, Daddy.
You know, and there's one more dad that I personally, you know, the keyword is personally. I personally want to say happy Father's Day to, you know, that's my producer's father. She doesn't like it when I talk about her dad. But Nana Ekweku Sapon, you know, the paramount chief of Agogo traditional area, happy Father's Day, Nana. We love you so much. Nana, we're coming to visit you very soon. We love you so much, so much, so much. You've been an amazing father to Ghana. Be full of life. We wish you, the president, you know, the vice presidents. I mean, all our political figures, ministers, all fathers,
chiefs, our religious leaders.
Absolutely, the chief imam. You know, happy Father's Day. We appreciate you so much. Now, after the break, there are these two men, fathers, that we are going to be talking to. Trust me, these guys you want to know and hear more about them, how being fathers is like, how sacrificing for your child feels like. This is the Upside Down Show, brought to you by Vodafone Ghana. Together we can. Don't go nowhere.
City TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access City TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV on your television. City TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. City TV, it's your world.
Welcome back. This is the Upside Down Show on City TV. Now today we are talking to some amazing personalities. You know, now until recently they were minding their business and we were minding ours until they decided to make their business our business and we all push one agenda. Nana.
Yeah, interestingly, I mean, these are two individuals who have braved the odds, stood the test of time to look out for their sons. I mean, you would want to put your children's joy above yours. You would want to be sure that indeed your children are in a space they are comfortable in to be able to function. And so on Father's Day, why not? We here at City TV on the Upside Down Show have decided to celebrate two fathers who indeed are worth celebrating. Ladies and gentlemen, Terrio Magai and Raswad Nkrabea.
Happy Father's Day!
Happy Father's Day to you guys.
No, you are super nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Fathers,
you must be very proud of yourselves, huh?
Absolutely, yeah.
Of
Great,
course.
awesome.
So it's Father's Day, and with everything that has happened, let me start from you. Magai, how do you feel today?
Well, I feel splendid, you know. Yeah, man, I feel really good.
Great. And Ras, you?
Yes, wonderful. I mean, it's not something that we had planned, you know, it's like divine order, and we just rose to the occasion. So we give thanks.
Are you friends now?
Yes, you are brothers.
Okay. Where are you before are always brothers, you know?
No, in the faith, yes, but we have become closer as a result of the you know, the activism that took place and the court's action and all of that, you know, it has brought us much closer.
Right, awesome.
So if you are watching us and you don't know who these individuals are, let's give you a little background. So recently we had in the news two young men who were refused admission to the Achimota school because they wear dreadlocks. Now this has become a huge news in our country and beyond, and the issue had to go to court. We've been battling it back and forth, and finally the court said that the school had to admit the two gentlemen. And so as we speak, Ohiniba Nkrabea and Tyrone Magai are students of their dream school at Achimota. Right, and so let me start from you, come back to Nkrabea. Tell us about yourself and your family.
Well, I mean, as you hear my accent, I was born in Jamaica.
Okay.
My accent is still strong. For all these years, I've traveled over the world and it hasn't changed.
But you're Ghanaian?
Much, yes. But I'm a Ghanaian now. I've been here 20 years and I recently got my official citizenship.
Okay.
When they gave the 126 diasporans their citizenship. That's when I received mine.
Okay.
So I'm a Ghanaian. I am, as you can see, I have children here. You know, 3 children born here as Ghanaians. And I would say that I have been very much involved in the community on many levels, just like in a Ghanaian, especially the politics of the country and all of that. So I'm a Ghanaian.
Wow.
And I give thanks.
Nice one, nice one, nice one.
Terrio, what about you? Tell us about you and the family.
Well, I'm Terrio Magai, you know, from the Magai family.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm a musician, you know.
Oh, you are?
Yes, I'm a musician.
You do reggae?
great.
Yeah, I do reggae music.
Oh, give us a line or two.
We had to work together to make our love grow. But along the way, something must have happened. If I gave you the wrong, Jah knows I'll be wrong. And if I gave you the right, I'll be doing the wrong to my own soul. Yes, sir.
Interesting. So you were telling us about yourself and the family.
Yeah, well, I'm a musician and I play the band with my triplets, Tyrone, and the siblings.
Wow.
Yeah.
The girls?
Yeah, the girls.
Wow.
They play instruments and do background vocals, you know.
Nice,
yeah,
nice,
yeah,
nice.
And
nice,
Madame?
Nice.
Yeah, Madame, yeah, mostly. She is, she's Dorcas Free, my guy.
Okay.
Yeah, she is mostly at home, you know.
Okay.
And if anything you tell her, she's okay, you should just go. Let me take care of their house.
Interesting.
You know?
Right.
But tell us about your son. I mean, we have all grown to love him. We've all now we know him. When he puts something on social media, it gets so much likes, and I'm sure people have followed him. Who is he?
Well, Tyrone, my guy, is a very quiet chap. You know, that's when I'm there.
Okay.
When I'm not
But
there.
in your absence.
Oh, trust me, he is
He's not quiet.
He is not. Because sometimes when I'm coming to the house and I hear him, you know, and suddenly when I come in, he becomes like the cool guy.
Well, if you're not there, somebody has to play a man,
Exactly,
you know.
so he plays the
Of
man.
course.
Yeah. And he's somebody who is always into the books, you know.
Right.
Yeah, he's always reading. If I even have a problem with him, then it will be, why you not doing any other thing apart from the books?
The books.
Because they say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So he should be doing other things, you know. But he still always sticks his head into his books, and any other thing that he does it well.
Wow. Wow. Russ, let me find out from you. What was it like raising kids in a faith that, for want of a better word, is not as popular as the others?
I would start from Jamaica because that's where I had my first experience.
Right.
In Jamaica, the culture is very similar to Ghana, but a little different because of the polarization of the politics. You know, it's a little more intense, and the closer to the Western society in terms of its value.
Yeah.
But from my personal experience, where Rastafari is concerned here and general society, it's both positive and negative, because you walk the street as a Rastafarian on the street and you get so much love, mainly from the ghetto people.
Yeah.
So much love. You go anywhere and you get a lot of love and respect. And then there are some places you go and I mean, you enter there, it's just Khan and disdain and whatever. So it's mixed. But, you know, with the changes that is coming right now, it is making it a little much more easier. You know, and with this that just happened, definitely it's not going to be the same after today.
Right.
Interesting. Now we'll be going into that story pretty soon. But how has it been? You know, Nkwaba just mentioned that at some places you'll be welcome, you receive love. At other places too, you'll be frowned upon. How has it been like, you know, as parents raising your children? You have triplets, and they're all Rastafarians. They all have dreadlocks.
They all
so
have
how was it like, you know, in primary school, growing, I mean, in their neighborhood, how were they received?
Well, we've not had much problem, you know, in the neighborhood and also in their schools, because all the schools they've gone through, they were received, you know, nicely. So we've not had much problem. But me personally, sometimes when you go out, like my brother said, you know, some people will just be so friendly with you, and other people will behave as if you are the monster, you know, coming at them. Because like I had recently with a woman, I boarded the church, and when she saw me, she moved one leg that way. Stopped me from coming closer. So I said to her, oh, please, can you just move? And then she went that way, sat, you know. And then she was this way. I told her, please move your foot from in front of me. And then she went like that. You know? So I don't know. Sometimes you come across such people. But in general, I think the people have, you know, are beginning to embrace Rasta and know that Rasta is not.
Right. So how do you, what do you teach your children? You know, so for instance, if someone is a Christian, you wake up Sundays, you are going to church, you wake up, you're saying the Lord's Prayer, you are doing this. If you are a Muslim, you go to the mosque,
you pray 5 times
you pray
a day.
5 times a day. Rastafarian religion, what is it about? What is in it?
Well, I always tell my children, like Christians mention God, you know, and we mention Jah. But I have my form that I always tell them, the Rasta man is the man who defends the truth and righteousness to the fullness without any apology, you know. And I also tell them what we call God is the positive life force. So you should always try to you know, have the positive energy be the drive of your life. This is what I mainly tell them. You know, like a woman said to me one time, I met her in town, and she says, anytime I pass by, I see you telling your children something. And I always wish at one day here, because it's like you are, you know, always telling them something. And that's what I've always been. You know, any moment I get, I try to teach them, you know, something that's positive.
But Raz, do you have any special type of prayers? You have a worship session, a praise singing session? Is there anything like that in Rastafari?
Okay, for me, I am a different Rasta man. In the sense,
how different are you?
I'm different in the sense that, for me, Rastafari is a liberation force. It's not so much of a religious, you know, entity as such. So I do not see it so much from that religious aspect. You know, there are many Rastafarians who have seen it from that. But I grew up within the social and political time and arena of Rastafari in the 70s, when the world was going through a lot of political changes. And politics was so important. You know, we are just 90 miles from Cuba in Jamaica. It's not far. So the influence of socialism and all of that had an impact on Rastafari. Rastafarians used to go to Cuba for training, etc., and ideology and all of that. So that is where I you know, have my frame of reference from an experience as Rastafari. Then there's another section of the Rastafari movement that deals with what you call ital liberty, natural liberty, which doesn't participate too much into the society. They move to the mountains, and that's where they get the strength and the resources and all of that. I grew up on it. I don't know if you know of Muta Baruka. Muta Baruka was my mentor at that time as a young person growing up in school. So that is how, you know, we came. So we have gone through that. So just like my brother Terry just said, that we are not so much into the rituals of the religion or the spiritual orientation, but more the practical application and implementation of it. That love your brother, treat your brother fine, you know, deal with the environment properly, you know, more things like that. What you call liberty in Rastafari, it is called liberty, which is a way of life. So we look at the way of life rather than the religious dogmas and doctrines and so on. So that is the experience that I have had.
So what does dreadlocks mean to Rasta? I mean, the Rastafarian, what does it mean?
It's a covenant. It's a covenant, just like you'd read of covenant in the Bible, where, you know, a person would go and make this vow to the Creator that, yes, I'll keep my locks because it means, you know, a certain amount of spiritual reverence and a commitment that you will stay on the path of certain teachment, just like my brother just said, a way of life to, you know, keep the children on a certain righteous path, to make sure that there's proper social and social relations with human beings, and to keep a balance in the universe.
Right.
So the dreadlocks, you know, is also tied to that. It is also tied to the whole fullness of its naturality, wherein, you know, it becomes like an antenna. You may not experience, you may not know because you know, you don't have it right now, but once you start growing your locks, it puts you in a certain meditation. That is why it's not so easy to just cut a person's locks like that. Some people, when they cut their locks, they even go mentally ill. Depression and all of that, because you have changed your whole spiritual orientation without even realizing it.
But Terry, you know that there are some people who say they are Rastafarians, but they don't have locks. So it's a bit confusing there. What happens? Can we have a true Rastafarian without locks?
Without dread?
Well, from my personally, I think a Rastaman must have locks.
Okay.
You must have locks, you know, because you can't say I'm a Christian, but I don't read the Bible and don't go to church.
Okay.
Or I'm a Christian, but I don't defend Christ.
Okay.
It doesn't work that way, you know. So I think the true Rastaman must also have the locks, because that's our symbol. That is what makes people identify us and see us clearly for who we are, you know.
Right, so it's more like a way to manifest the religion. Well, I want to find out.
Let me add
All right,
something to what
sure.
just said. You see what happened to Oyinbo and Tyrone in the school? It would have never happened if they didn't have dreadlocks.
Yeah, man.
Because you wouldn't be able to tell who they are. So it's a very important identity that also you experience a positive and a negative.
Yeah. So were you born into Rastafarianism? I'm asking this because I want to find out how long you've had your locks.
No, I became Rastafari when I was 17, 18 within the faith, and just like you.
That's when you saw the light.
Yeah, just like you just said now, right now, in terms of not having the locks on your head, we started off without the locks, and then we gradually grew into it more and more. But you have Rastafarians who do not have locks. But just like Terry just said, it's very difficult to be a Rasta man and don't have locks, because the people on the street, they will never know what you are, and they'll never treat you like a Rasta man. And even the bad one and the good ones, you'll never get that experience. You'll never get it, and it's a glorious experience to know that people identify you and they deal with you for who you are.
You know, wherever you stand, the first thing that people see is your head when you're coming. So how long have you had yours?
Oh, I've had mine from 1986, 87.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Can you show it to me?
It's about 34 years plus.
Can I see it?
Honestly, I mean, since the issue broke out, we've been seeing you in the news, and we've been hearing of your hair's always covered. I mean, people really want to see the type of locks you carry.
Maybe one day when I come on stage, people will see it.
No, but is it for a special reason? Because I deal with a lot of Rasta men, you know, and they won't take off their beanies or their coverings. Why? Is it?
I think it's something that you get used to, because when I, put on clothes and everything, I wear my cap, I go in the mirror and check if everything.
But we have a mirror here. We just want to see it, at least to say that. Okay, so we saw terriers. You saw terriers dreadlocks on upside down. So maybe you do us the honors and show us. We have people who can help you put it back together.
So far, you've left us to our imaginations.
Exactly.
We see Ras more like slim, long
can
ones.
Just bring one
now
out
yours is always covered up.
One out.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Bring one out.
You dance it. Tell you, my guy.
Now you can bring all out.
Yo.
That is huge.
So it's just heavy to carry.
Well, not really, because when you have it down like this, it's normal. But when you try to hold it up, then you see how it weighs.
It weighs,
So how do you keep this? Well, do you wash it?
Yeah, we wash it normal, like everyone does.
Wow.
Just not every day.
In the salon?
No, we are at home.
Okay.
You know?
Right, Rasta doesn't go to the salon.
Well, I don't know. I think some Rastas go to the salon.
Or you dilute the whole thing and do the salon stuff and all.
No, but we do it at home by ourselves.
Wow.
Like every week we wash it once.
I'd love to see your home. When you have to wash your hair, is your wife Rastafarian? Does she have dread?
Well, she is the type we were talking before. She lived the Rasta way, you know, but she doesn't have. She has the natural.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'd love to see how you and your children,
Exactly.
you know, get ready, just wash
Maybe we should find time to spend with you at home.
Right, interesting.
All right, now, let's come back to the issue that put you guys in the spotlight. I mean, when it happened, one would have thought the easy way to go about it was to change the kids instead of trying to change or fight the system. Why did you choose the path you chose?
You mean to take them to Achimota?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, from the beginning I kept saying it is their right, and the Constitution have given them that right to be there. And I am a strong believer in the Constitution, because Constitution means put together well. That's the meaning of Constitution. Yes, a constitute. So when we have a Constitution, we should let that be the guide for basically every single thing that we do, especially when there's problem. Go back to the Constitution. And I thought that since it's an educational institution, there would have been more respect for the Constitution and to use it as a guide to solve the problem. So I recognize that that is where I needed to stay on the Constitution, because that would have taken us straight into court, and the court would have been able to address the issue the way we want to address it. So I didn't want to have the children give up their rights, you know, as citizens of Ghana.
Yeah.
Right, so Terry, when your son called you, maybe that morning or afternoon, that I'm in school, but they say I can't continue with my registration because I have dreadlocks, how did you feel?
Well, really bad. You know, actually, it started this way. We went to the St. John's to have the girls enrolled. So it was delaying. So I called the mom to stay with the girls so that I could go to see Tyrone. I had him take the lead. So when I got there, he was standing by the chapel, you know, with his stuff. So I knew there was something wrong. So I went straight to him, and he said they've refused to take the items and not collect his things. And I asked him, but why? And he said the woman said, who was taking the items, said he has to go and see the headmistress with his parents, you know. So I was really disturbed, and then we went there to find out what was wrong, you know, but the headmistress was not in. And then we went to see the assistant headmaster, and he said no, there was nothing they were going to do about it, and we shouldn't take it personal, because he loves Rasta people, but it's a rule, it's something that they have to, you know, do. So well, I met my brethren there, you know,
on that day.
He had also come to fight same cause.
But the thing was, what really broke my heart was when we were leaving the school, he had his stuff with him. And then everybody was like looking. So I thought, let me hold a broom and something so that it becomes two of us, you know. We're wondering what are they thinking now about us, you know.
Right, so when you met, what conversation ensued?
Well, when he came in, my brethren, I just saw him and I said to Tyrone, I think he has a problem like ours. So I told my brethren, oh, please, would you take a seat? You know, and then he took a seat. And then I think he asked me if we have a problem with the kids, or, you know, I've forgotten a little bit, you know, but, and then we knew that we had the same problem. So we decided, or he decided that we should try to have evidence, because I think he's been there and came back to try to get some concrete evidence, you know. So then I thought, okay, then we're going to do that, you know. So from there I knew, okay, we're going to take them on, because my plan was from there to go to a radio station or TV station, anywhere, you know, to try to bring bring it out, you know, what happened. And then not knowing he too was, you know.
So who brought up the court idea?
The court idea,
Well, it looks like you.
No, well, I was there before he got there, right? And I was rejected, or he was rejected. So after speaking to the assistant headmaster, and he told me that they have done it many years before, and it's not the first and it won't be the last, and we can take it wherever we want to take it. I said, fine. And I left, because my mind was made up already. So I called Black Rasta and I told him, and then I called the lawyer and I told the lawyer, and he said, whenever you're ready to fire the shot, let us know.
Whoa. So what role did Black Rasta play?
Oh, Black Rasta he's the first person to bring it to the public.
Yeah.
First person, because my wife called him, and then, he had an interview with her right there on the spot, and that was the first interview that came to the public. But what happened is that I went home, I was on my way home, and then when I got home, I called the lawyer and I told him what happened. He said, no, go back and let them put it in writing.
Okay.
So when I went back now, I saw Terry and Tyrone sitting there, and I spoke to them briefly, and they explained to me what I'm. So I said, okay, let me go in, and then when I come out, we will talk. So when I went in there, I asked the gentleman to put it in writing, and he said, no, he's not going to commit himself. So I said, okay, give me your name and your phone number, and he said, no, he's not going to do it. So I didn't get a phone number and I didn't get a name, so I left. And that is when myself and Terry plan the strategy.
We'll come back, now we are going to court. The decision has been made. This is the Upside Down Show. We'll be right back.
This is Fact Finder from the BBC.
We live in a world where news travels fast, and sometimes it's hard to differentiate fact from fiction. Fact Finder brings fact-checking from the newsroom up close so you can separate truth from chaff. Be empowered to tell what's fake from what's real. Watch Fact Finder by the BBC on City TV every Wednesday at 6 p.m. City TV. It's your world.
Welcome back. So now the decision has been made. We're going to court. We want to find out, what did you make of the entire court process? We know at a point the judge decided to expedite the entire process so the kids could go to school. But there were some setbacks. So run us through the process briefly. Ras, you want to take that?
Okay.
Take that. Feel that.
Yeah.
Okay, we as you know, we won the case, right? But the authorities, mainly the board, and some of the association, I think is the Old Boys Association, etc. And now I'm finding out that the PTA is strongly behind it as well. They didn't feel comfortable because they feel like, there is Article 14 that they can use to get their way around it. So they're trying to still present that, even though that aspect of it has been defeated so many times from so many people in the society. And they want to appeal it.
Right.
But I felt like, from what I'm seeing, I think it will be very embarrassing for the country and embarrassing for the government to allow them to go ahead. That is why the Attorney General and the Minister of Education stepped in and told them that they should leave it alone, because there's a unanimous decision in the country as regards to that. I mean, the ones who are supporting them is very small, as in relation to them going back to court, even though it is their constitutional right. And if it's their constitutional right, we cannot wrong them for wanting to exercise it. It's just that I think it's dangerous for them to do it. But they, I think that if it's their right, they should go ahead, and we are. And if they go ahead, we are ready. We are ever ready. If it's tomorrow, then they say back in court, we are there. Because we believe that the Constitution should be respected, so we will stand on that. We, as we said before, we are going to test the court to see the integrity of the court. So far, we have gotten, a lot of success from that. So we feel like the integrity of the court will deliver justice.
Right.
But how are they doing in school? I'm sure you've spoken to them. Are they day students or boarders?
Yeah, they're day students.
Both of them?
Yes.
Okay. So how are they doing? Have they settled down properly? I mean, is everything okay?
Well, everything is okay. At the moment, we don't know what's going to happen next, since they're taking it to the court, back to the court.
Yeah, the board wants to appeal their decision.
Yeah, exactly, But from what I hear from Tyrone, everything was okay, because like yesterday I told you he came in very late, you know.
Yeah.
And then I was wondering why he was so late. So when he came in, I didn't even mind him. So it was like he's not taking my advice. Because I told him when you close, get your bag, go out and off, and don't go through back doors and things, you know. Then he said he had a meeting. So I thought, what meeting?
Who?
With who?
Yeah.
And he said that some of the teachers called him that I think there was something going on for the quiz.
Okay,
the
National Science and Maths quiz. But he wanted to do that because I remember when we spoke to him, you know, he wanted to go to Achimota and be part of the
he
quiz
said
team.
For so long they've not won. So he wanted to win it for them. And see how it all started. So,
and they called him in a meeting over that.
In a meeting over that to, you know, check and see.
Trying to rope him into the team.
Exactly, you know.
You think they're trying to do some damage control?
I'm not really sure. Because when we went in, I think they were so friendly and they received us so warmly. So I don't think they're trying to. You know.
But Raz, how does it feel like? Now you guys are superstars. Your children are superstars. I'm sure the day they got on campus.
Did you see them dancing on the day of the judgment?
That whole Rasta community, you know, everybody was dancing. How does that make you feel?
No, I mean, it's good because they said the voice of the people is the voice of God.
Yeah.
So when you feel the people giving you that kind of appreciation, and it's not just national, even international, people are celebrating overseas.
Yeah.
In Jamaica, I was on a program in Jamaica for Muta Baruka's program.
Yeah.
And the whole place was in uproar.
Yeah.
You know, celebrating for Jamaica because they are still struggling with having the same thing done in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And Ghana has done it. So they see Ghana on a certain very high level.
Yeah.
You know, so it makes you feel very good that you can contribute to national development because this is going to make some changes where the Ministry of Education is concerned. It will also, you know, impact on the judicial system as well. Just in general, in terms of the society, it will give the young people and others the courage to speak up and to address their issues legally rather than fussing and fighting and so on. So I'm really pleased that, you know, we can be a part of that process to make Ghana a better place. So I am very proud of that.
Right. But in all this, we saw the fathers, lead the charge. The fathers took center stage. The mothers, well, your wife, we saw once or twice.
She was depressed, you know.
I don't think we ever saw granting any media interviews.
No.
Was it a deliberate attempt to have the men push this?
Okay, well, with my woman, she always said she had to stay home, you know, because our home is not fenced, and we have some dogs, some wild dogs, that even prevent people from using the street, you know, in front of us. So she mostly stayed home and took care of things, you know. So that's why you were not seeing her. But I think one TV station came home to do a documentary. This is where she appeared, you know.
Interesting.
No, you know, we Rastafari, the prominence of the male figure in Rastafari is very strong. Females usually, you know, not so pronounced. So you find most of the time you will see us, the males, on the front line doing so many different things. So it was just natural for us to come out and defend the case like that, you know. We are, for me personally, as a social and political activist, it's just another one of my activism. You know, we have been in court for the past 5 years with the anti-GMO struggle, which is food sovereignty Ghana for 5 years. The same Attorney General, Ministry of Agriculture, etc. It's 4 institutions. So it's not unusual for me. I've been doing a lot of activism with Kwesi Pratt and Freedom Center and different Pan-African struggles and so on. So
well, that's why I decided to go to court.
The decision didn't come here. It was not just at all. It came very natural.
I was happy that I met my brethren so that together, you know, we can fight.
Unity is stronger.
Unity is
before you take leave of us, you know, finally, what would be your final words with everything everything that has happened, our educational system, how we see religion, how we see minority groups in society, and discrimination, stigmatization, everything. Most people, when they hear Rasta, they think of ganja. You know, what role, in fact, does ganja play?
How often do you get that?
Yeah.
You know, it's a good thing that when they see Rasta, they think of ganja, because ganja is going to be the backbone of this economy very soon. And it's not just for smoking. Almost everything that you look around and see in here, because it's going to be the industrial aspect of the marijuana that they're going to do. It's passed in Parliament, so it has been legalized in Parliament, but the framework is not there, like the regulations and the license not there yet. And just a few days ago, it came in the newspaper and the media that they are getting ready to speed it up. So it will make a very, very, very strong contribution to the Ghanaian society, and I'm really pleased that ganja is associated with Rastafari, because we can say that we have championed, we have given our lives, some of us went to prison and all of that to ensure that marijuana is supreme today. So,
Do you smoke it?
No, I don't smoke. I've never smoked. I'm 66 years old.
Wow.
You've never smoked weed?
No, I've never.
What do you use it for?
I use it for medicine, I use it for food, I use it for tea, I use it for seasoning, I use it for cream, I use it for oil. I use it for almost every single thing that you can think of.
So you consume it, but you don't smoke it.
Yeah.
Not even vaporizer?
Not even a vaporizer.
Okay.
Not even a vaporizer.
Terry, you smoke weed?
Well, I have before.
Okay.
You know,
why did you stop?
I had a problem with my right lobe of the lungs.
Okay.
You know, it collapsed.
Okay.
But it wasn't from the ganja, you know. It was from a mosquito coil. You know, we were living on the truck that time, and sometimes, mostly you have some other ones don't smoke, but others smoke. So the ones I used was one that smoked. So while I was sleeping, I heard the smoke alarm wake me up. And so when I got up there, I couldn't see a finger right in front of my nose. So this is how. And it helped.
So you go back to ganja again?
No, I'm not really going back to smoke.
Would you be surprised to see your son smoke?
Well, I've really educated him, you know, on that. That smoking actually is not good for the lungs. But it could be used for, like my brethren say, you know, for so many things, you know. So and the thing is, it's a medicine. I mean, who takes paracetamol when they are not ill? When the need arises that you should use it, then you can use it medicinally. But at the moment, we're not using it.
So back to the question I asked you, what you make of everything that happened, our educational system and religion and everything.
Yeah, I think it's very good, because even when I look at it in terms of Islam as the second strongest religious group in Ghana, I think they have learned something from it as well, because for years they have been doing the dialogue with the Christian Council, and they haven't been able to get that much done. Now the law is there, it's legal. So that battle they would not have to fight like that before, because you remember what happened recently with the Christian Council and the and Islam. There was some uproar from a particular pastor and all of it.
Which was very similar to your issue, because it also had to do with education. The Ramadan issue and the Wesley Girls.
So I'm saying that is not the path to go, is that we have a legal framework here and a constitution here, we must use it. So I think that is good, that will help Ghana to look forward. I mean, in terms of addressing those issues. A lot of young people, and not just Rastas, but a whole lot of people in Ghana who want to grow their locks, now they feel comfortable and free to grow their locks. It's not something that will be looked down on in the same way. Whether they're going to school with it or whatever the case is left to be seen. But there's a certain amount of self-pride and dignity that has come out of this for people to recognize that their Africanness must be guarded and protected, and people must appreciate themselves. Because a lot of what the school is against is more the African tradition than anything else, and education is about doing for self. So if we're talking about an educational system, it should first think of doing for us as Ghanaians and as Africans, just like China did for China, European did for Europe, so on and so forth.
All right.
Wow, nice one. So for us as City FM and City TV, we really were following you, and I'm sure that Niyama did an amazing job.
No, let me speak on that.
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Since I've been here, the 20 years I've been here, I've never seen a media outfit. So proactive, so sincere, so serious, so punctual, and no, honestly speaking, I hope you win the award this year for the best media outfit, because the way I saw y'all handle the issue, and everybody have seen it, because a lot of people have spoken with, they say City have done well for y'all. So I just want to say, keep up the good work.
Yeah, man.
And I hope others will learn from your examples. You know, when we just started the advocacy, a friend called one of the major media outfit, one of the big ones, and told him about the story. And the sister, she was very excited, the journalist. So she went to the producer to
inform.
Yes, and you'll be surprised. It was rejected because there is some board member there and whatever. So she was so down. And I said, City was right there. But after City have made it big in Ghana, that is when they came behind and they started showing.
All right, so a man who was on this story and made sure that we never missed any detail was our very own Bernard Amma, formerly known as Amaski. So he did a fantastic job.
It's a big man.
Right, so let's say a very big thank you, Ras and Terrio, for coming. But we know that it's really been a Herculean task, manipulating your way through and maneuvering your way through, and for coming out victorious. Now your children are in school. We couldn't get a better day to say thank you and to celebrate you and say well done than on Father's Day. And so because of that, we at City TV are giving you guys a weekend for two. So for you and your wives, you know, at Peninsula Resort in Akosombo. Rasta should go and relax, you know, and take it easy.
For you to relax, shake off the stress of all this. Put yourself back together, and then we bounce back stronger. So congratulations to you guys, and of course a big thank you to the Peninsula Resort at Akosombo. They have made this possible for you guys, and so you get to enjoy a weekend stay. I mean, all expenses paid.
Still going through relapse.
Your wife said that she was a bit stressed mentally and emotionally, so please take care there.
It was seriously rough for her,
and let her get some spa treatments, you know. Women love that. We need some massage. All right, and so thank you very much for us for coming. Thank you very much, Terrio. This has been the Upside Down Show on City TV, proudly brought to you by Vodafone Ghana. Together we can. My name is Freme Dunyami.
And mine is Nana Tufu. Until we see you again, be kind to your mind.